This is a CRO, or a cranial remolding orthosis. Since the early 90s, the Back to Sleep program came into effect, and that caused plagiocephaly, brachycephaly to really go through the roof, because now kids are spending all the time when they're young on their backs, and that's causing these flat spots. Back to Sleep program helped prevent SIDS, which is awesome. Now it's just causing an increase in the prevalence of plagiocephaly, which is fine because we can correct that.
Most parents are pretty aware of their baby's head from feeding them, from laying them down at night, different things like that. And most parents can kind of look down at the top of the head and just see if there is any type of malformation or something that you might question. It doesn't hurt to come and get a scan if you do feel like that might be something that you might want to look into.
There's not too many functional deficits that can be caused with flat heads. Some of the biggest drawbacks are sometimes helmets, like bicycle helmets, football helmets, won't fit properly. If there's a lot of ear shift, sometimes glasses can fit a little crooked. If you have a lot of anterior ear shift, your auditory canals can be disrupted and it can cause some hearing loss. Besides that, it's pretty much just a cosmetic device. People just don't want crooked heads. We do a lot of helmets. We probably see 7 new evaluations a week at least.
Hi. Hi. When we do see a patient, they'll come in. We will take some history from the parents, find out how the little one ended up here. We'll also put a little stockinette on their head.
We'll get them in the scanner. It's a really quick 2-second scan with the STAR scanner.
It's a little laser that will start at the head, go down to the feet, and then pop back up, and that's about it. It's pretty quick if the little one wants to cooperate. If not, we have mobiles, we have toys and everything to keep them entertained. Non-invasive, no radiation or anything from the scan. When we're measuring by hand, sometimes human error comes into effect. So when we have the scanner, we have that exact number that we can look at and know, okay, this is what you need and this is what you might not need. There's no cost for the evaluation. They can just come in, get evaluated, get a baseline, kind of find out where they're at.
It'll give us a bunch of dimensions and measurements. We'll go over that with the parents. Sometimes they're just on the border and we can reposition. We don't need a helmet. Other times they're substantial enough that we do need one.
And then we'll also let them know if they're within normal limits and we don't need to do any type of intervention.
We can get any kind of transfer pattern. We have butterflies, we have swirls, skull and crossbones, any sort of design for your baby's personality. We basically make an environment for these kids to grow into. We make contact points on the areas of bossing, and we prevent growth in those areas, and then we just build them voids in the areas of flatness that we want them to fill in, and as their head grows, they take the path of least resistance and they just fill in the void spots until they have a nice round head.
When a child first comes in and we fit it with the orthosis, we do a 1-week follow-up just to make sure that the parents are doing okay or the caregivers are doing okay and the baby's doing okay as well with the wear schedule.
The full-time wearing schedule is 23 hours a day on, 1 hour a day off. The first week is kind of a gradual ramping up to that 23 hours a day. The first week is rough building up to it. Once kids get used to it, the process is much easier. They just accept the helmet, they wear it without complaints. They actually get upset when I take the helmet to the shop to adjust it because I'm taking the helmet away from them, so it's kind of funny.
Every 3 to 4 weeks, depending on the baby's age, we'll do another scan so that we can kind of follow along and make sure that they are progressing optimally to kind of where we want them to be. At that point, we're also looking at milestones that the baby's reached.
Sitting upright, unassisted, once they start rolling on their bellies by themselves, these things take the chance of a regression away because they're not spending as much time on the backs of their heads. I really enjoy seeing the difference that we can make in not only the child's head shapes, but also the parents and the family seeing this transition take place. It's really cool. I
like to see that difference. I like to see the parents see that end result. When they first come in and they're upset and they're distraught and they don't know what to do, and then 4 or 5 months later, their measurements are optimized and they're where we need them to be and the parents are happy, and that's what makes me feel good. That's why I do this job.